My name is Bruce Lloyd, and I was the National Project Manager for Portraits of Honor. Portraits of Honor is an amazing oil painting that was done by an artist that has eyes like a photocopier. It's 158 soldiers, sailor, airmen, and airwomen that lost their lives in Afghanistan as a result of the conflict that we got involved in since 2001. I met Dave in 1990 when we were at a zone function over in Kitchener, and I believe the national president was local at the time, and Dave was in the crowd and had just completed sitting on district, and we just got to talking, and one thing led to another. So over the years, done a lot of things with Dave, known Dave. We talked back and forth, and the project came along, and all of a sudden we were in each other's back pocket. It was probably a brainstorm about 3 o'clock in the morning when Dave was painting the mural, and he said, you know, there has to be more than just local people see this. And then in a conversation that was very casual, said, what do you think about taking this across Canada? Sure, why not? A lot of work. The things that go on behind the scenes that nobody understands. Immediately there was I wouldn't call it a board, but there was an advisory committee put together. Then there was RFPs for different parts of the tour. I partnered with a fellow by the name of Sean Libben out of Calgary, who became the national operations, and planning. When we originally started, we were going to go in 2010, so we were getting ready for a launch in 2009. It didn't work out to be perfect timing. It was put off for a year, and we actually launched in August of 2010 with a promo video at National Convention that now is the time. It just, people in our organization, kin from across the country, had gathered in Halifax and launched this project and waited in anticipation that hopefully they would be chosen as a community to portray what kin is really all about. And when you look at what masterpiece I would call it, I believe it's divinely inspired. Dave has done a wonderful job. Not that it brings back any memories. It was, my goodness, the tour was, you know, we were just talking, it was almost a decade ago, and just the raw emotion that you still can get when you talk about parts of the tour and the people you meet and the things that were done and how different communities do things differently, but the result is the same. It's just, it's overwhelming at times. You know, it's the quiet time that stand out. You're sitting around a campfire and you have 3 or 4 people that were involved with the tour, and a memory crops up, and then that leads to another memory, and then that leads to another memory, and then you hear, well, do you remember this? And no, you didn't remember it that way, but it's just an evolution of storytelling, because there are literally hundreds of thousands of stories, because every Canadian that saw that mural has a different story. They have a different way to reflect. They also have a different way to honor. And we literally touched hundreds of thousands of people across this great country. It had to be done. And nobody else was taking up the mantle. When you look at our founder back in 1920, came back from overseas, he didn't have the same camaraderie, and he started a young men's fellowship club. And over a very short period of time realized that there had to be more than just fellowship, and service became a major part of what Kinsmen at that time evolved into. You know, we were 25,000 kinsmen strong at one point. It was it was the thing to do because you were serving and doing things that were greater than you. And that's what Kinsman is all about. It teaches, should you choose to learn, it can teach you leadership. It can teach you how to run a meeting. It can teach you how to fundraise. It can allow you to meet people like Dave that have the ability to have a concept, and you have this little amoeba at 3 o'clock in the morning that all of a sudden has morphed into this nationwide program that lasted for 7 months, but continued on for the next 9 years to grow and take in campaigns like Cyprus and Egypt and the Golan Heights, and evolving into 17 other murals, not of comparable size to Portraits of Honor Afghanistan, but equally as important because they haven't been recognized like they should be. These men and women gave their lives for us. And I think one of the things that the tour was able to teach, freedom is not free. And this mural depicts what the cost is. This is the true cost of freedom. And we have to realize that without people like Dave that have an ability to do this, and then to harness the enthusiasm that comes up in the groundswell behind them, that's what Kinsman's all about. We're giving back at the same time we're doing. For me personally, I'm the benefactor here. For whatever I did with this project, I'm the benefactor because it changed my heart. It made a difference to me. And to see that you could see the difference in a mother's eyes, a Silver Cross mother standing there looking at her son or daughter, you know that it made a difference because she knows somebody else cares. And Dave allowed that to happen through this mural with the Kin Canada Foundation to go across the country and to set up and to be the premier sponsor of this for months and stop after stop after stop. Kudos to Kin Canada. Get onto our website, kincanada.ca, and there's all kinds of information there, how to join a club. Why would you want to join a club? If you're looking to give back to your community, Kin Canada is a place you want to at least have a look at. We don't care what your stripes are. We don't care. Come and join us. Come and give back to your community. If you want to leave this world a better place than where it is right now, come and join Kin Canada and make a difference. Grow, learn, make friends, and have fun.